And there's a magic in the sound of her name. Here come the Irish of Notre Dame.
Distinguished guests, class of 2030, welcome to the University of Notre Dame. Now, please put your hands together for the Vice President of Undergraduate Enrollment, Micki Kidder.
Good evening, Notre Dame class of 2030. Congratulations and welcome home. Do you think we're excited you're here? What an incredible opening. All right, my name is Micki Kidder, and I am truly honored to serve as Notre Dame's Vice President for Undergraduate Enrollment. I am equally as honored to have read your applications, and in those applications, witnessed your academic preparation, your intellectual curiosity, and your leadership that we value so dearly here at Notre Dame. So my friends, tonight we rally, and we're going to begin this rally with a warm congratulations to every young person in this arena who has worked incredibly hard. You have achieved great things already, and you have earned an invitation for admission to the University of Notre Dame. Please join me in congratulating these young people. Now, students, You know as well as I do, there are some incredibly important people also in this arena. People who have invested in you, they have nourished you, they may have nudged you along the way occasionally, but no matter what, they have loved you on your journey. So I would like to invite you to join me in thanking the parents, grandparents, siblings, advisors, principals, any loved one who accompanied you along your journey and here to the rally. Join me in thanking them tonight. Students, you have received an invitation to join an incredibly special family. A family and a community that began in 1842, when a young Holy Cross priest named Edward Soren founded a university to serve as a means for good. And 184 years later, we are honored to still advance that same mission, to invest in the minds of young people, but never at the expense of their hearts. To invest in you so you can flourish as the greatest versions of yourself and go out and do great things. But to achieve greatness not for yourself, but for the communities around you, and to serve a world that is so greatly in need of Notre Dame leaders. And so as you consider this invitation for admission and enroll at this incredibly special institution, know that if you do, you will be surrounded in an academic journey that will advance your intellect and your pursuit of greatness. Surrounded by faculty that will ask you to ponder the great questions of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You will be surrounded by rectors, administrators, and peer students who engage you in dialogue about the intersection of faith and reason. And so as you consider this invitation over the next 24 hours here at the rally, I encourage you, truly get to know Notre Dame. For those of you who may think you know it, perhaps you've had a family member attend here. Perhaps you have visited here countless times. I encourage you, linger a bit longer at the grotto. Perhaps hold on a bit longer to the words you heard from a faculty member at that master class today. To those of you for whom this may be your first visit to Our Lady's University, take note of Mary atop the dome, who looks down upon us and guides all of our actions here at this great institution. Or take note of the smiles on current students' faces and how happy they are to be here at their home at Notre Dame. Now, this is the largest gathering as exhibited by how far you are extended beyond the stage here. This is the largest gathering we have had of admitted students at the rally. And I am so honored and excited that you are here. Some of you have on your lanyards this beautiful gold ribbon that I am so happy to see. And this gold ribbon means that you have made the incredible decision to commit to Our Lady's University and join this family. My invitation to you is to share this with your peer students. Celebrate with them why you have decided to join. And for all of you, as you consider this invitation for admission, this invitation to join this loving, faithful, inclusive, respectful family, know that you would be joining a family that will learn together, we pray together, we have fun together, and we serve together for life. Through the highest moments of your life and through life's most challenging ones, Notre Dame will stick with you. We will accompany you, and we will walk that journey with you. So my friends, we are happy you are here. We are happy you are considering joining this family, and we hope that you do. It is our pleasure to welcome you here to the rally, and we couldn't be more grateful. God bless all of you, and go Irish. It is now my privilege to introduce the Charles and Jill Fischer Provost at the University of Notre Dame Professor John McGreevy.
Thank you, Micki. It is great to be here. A round of applause for the class of 2030. Okay, I have a question for you. What is the best single piece of advice you can give someone thinking about college? What is the best single piece of advice anyone could give you as you enter college, and I hope it's at Notre Dame, starting next fall? 4 words. Someone yell it out. Okay, go to Notre Dame is a really good answer. But my answer is study what you love. If you figure out what you love most to study, you will develop and cultivate an excellence that you can't even imagine now. You will work harder in your classes, in your theater performances, and in your labs. You will stay late and discuss those theater performances, classes, and labs with your classmates. You will discuss them over Notre Dame waffles at the dining hall. You will go to office hours with your faculty members and professors. If there's one single piece of advice I would give you as you think about the next 4 years of your life, it's figure out what you're most interested in, most passionate about, and study that. But that's good generic advice for college. That could be true anywhere you go to college. A good second question is why Notre Dame? Why come to Notre Dame? Why put that gold ribbon on your chest? We believe it's because what we offer is special. It's a Catholic liberal arts education. It's Catholic in the sense that it draws on an intellectual and rich tradition that goes back to the Middle Ages. That tradition is committed to the study of truth. It believes truth is in biology, it's in history, it's in economics, it's in cost accounting. But it's also a tradition, a Catholic liberal arts tradition, that believes in the big questions. One thing about Notre Dame is that you'll develop mastery in a given and particular subject. You'll become really good, as I said, at cost accounting, chemistry, biology, economics, and history. But you will also, from the moment you step on this campus, be asked the big questions. What is our relationship to God? What would a just society look like? How can we build a better community? That's because our goal for you is that you develop in the next 4 years at Notre Dame into the absolute best version of yourself. And boy, does our world need the best version of the Notre Dame leaders who will emerge from this place in the next 4 years. We need you, trained in a particular discipline or skill, but always asking the big questions alongside that. My hope is that that combination of fabulous training with some of the best faculty in the world, and you're walking alongside them, and the big questions that we in this society, in this world need to answer, that Catholic liberal arts training will enable you to become the leaders that the world needs. I hope you think long and hard about the choice in front of you of where to go to college, and boy, do I hope you choose Notre Dame. Thank you for being here today. Go Irish.
I ended up choosing Notre Dame for 3 main reasons, I would have to say. It was just the perfect trifecta when it came to having amazing athletics, the best academics, especially I knew really early on I wanted to go into finance, so I knew they had such a great program here, and it was something I really wanted to pursue and have the best professors around and really build my strength in that sense. And then lastly, of course, the religious presence. So having all 3 of those in one university, I knew was a standout amongst the rest.
Here at Notre Dame, our faculty is so focused on serving our students. We have such great faculty, so devoted to really mentoring our students. You're not just part of a classroom, you're not just a grade, you're not just a number, you are part of this family. So faculty and their devotion to our students really is a core element of that Notre Dame family.
So more than me finding community, it was a community that was already there and it claimed me. So my dorm, Dillon Hall, that's the first place I felt like I really belonged on campus. I showed up, people knew my name, they helped me move into my room, and really just from the moment I set foot on campus, I had a group of people that I belonged to, and that I could just be around and really have a good time with and spend my Notre Dame career with. I think Notre Dame is the type of place you don't just come here to get the degree, to get the credential. You come here to become a certain type of person. That's what really, I think, separates Notre Dame from other schools. And honestly, that's been my actual experience. It's the type of place that shapes you as a human, not just as a scholar.
I knew that this was home for me the second I came here. It had everything I wanted and more, and I knew it was a personal investment. I think a lot of times people are only focused on the 4 years you're in college, but Notre Dame provides so much more past those 4 years that by making the investment now and putting in the hard work now, you set yourself up for a beautiful life to come.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
Hurry up and away, so close yet so far away. Everything that you always dreamed of, close enough for you to taste, but you just can't touch. You wanna show the world but no one knows your name yet. You wonder when and where and how you're gonna make it. You know you can if you get the chance. In your face as the door keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kind of impatient, waiting. We live and we learn to take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why. One step at a time. You believe and you doubt. You're confused, you got it all figured out. Everything that you ever wished for could be yours, should be yours, would be yours if they only knew. You wanna show the world but no one knows your name yet. You wonder when and where and how you're gonna make it. You know you can if you get the chance. In your face as the door keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kind of impatient, waiting. We live and we learn and take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why. One step at a time. When you can't wait any longer, but there's no end inside. It's your faith that makes you stronger. The only way to get there is one step at a time. Whoa, one step at a time. No need to rush. Falling in love, gonna happen, and we find the reasons why. One step at a time. Falling in love, gonna happen, and we find the reasons why. One step at a time.
Now joining us on the stage after her performance with Harmonia is Notre Dame class of 2027 president, Aleah Applin. Aleah is a junior studying strategic management and theology. She is originally from Wimauma, Florida, and lives in Pascagoula West Hall on campus.
You just heard my a cappella group sing about taking one step at a time, and I want to congratulate all of you for taking the first big step several months ago when you decided to apply to the University of Notre Dame. It's what's brought us all here together today, and you should be so proud of yourselves. Give yourselves another round of applause. I truly believe that by being at the rally today, you're taking the next best step for your future. And of course, I am a little bit biased. I love the University of Notre Dame. But I want to share just a few stories and things about Notre Dame that I feel like will help you to understand why it's the next best step for you. So by show of hands, I want to see who in this room is it their first time ever at the University of Notre Dame? Can I get a good, oh my goodness. I see, yes, this is so awesome. We are so glad to have you here. For everyone who raised their hands, 3 years ago, almost exactly to this day, I was in your shoes. I had never been to the University of Notre Dame a day in my life. And I was really excited, but also a little bit nervous because I wanted to make sure that this is the place I wanted to spend the next 4 years in my life. So when I came here and I was at the same exact event, my welcome home for class of 2027, I sat all the way back there in section 107, and I was anxiously awaiting all the activities that we would have. And when the university welcome was happening, I started to feel more assured that Notre Dame would truly be the place for me. And at the end of the celebration, we were told we were going to be moving from one building to the next. So as I'm getting ready, the person in front of me, he turns around and says, "I have no idea where I'm going, so I'm going to follow you." I then in turn told him, "Well, I have no idea where I'm going either, but we can do it together." And so we walked over to the next activity, and throughout the rest of the weekend, I kept running into him everywhere. I didn't know if it was like creepy stalker. I don't think it was. But we just became really good friends really fast. And I share this story because 3 years later, he's one of my closest Notre Dame friends. We celebrate birthdays together. I got to visit him in Chicago over fall break, and he's even my class council vice president. And I'm not sharing this story to say that you're going to find your best friend here this weekend, though you might. What I'm sharing the story to tell you with is that you're going to find something at Notre Dame that's a little bit unexpected. Sure, you'll see a multitude of things that you knew were going to happen this weekend, but there is so much in store for you as you're here at the rally. So maybe besides finding a friend or two, what else are you going to find here at the University of Notre Dame this weekend? Well, I think that the rally is really going to show you the commitment to community we have here at Notre Dame. It's going to show you how we strive to educate students holistically, and then also the once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that you'll have here. Now, that sense of community I talked about can be found in a multitude of ways, kind of like the one-on-one situations with my friend and I, Ernest, but Notre Dame really prioritizes during welcome weekend, kind of like they mentioned in the video, you feeling at home from the moment you step on campus. So we all get assigned our residence halls, and I was assigned to Pascagoula West Hall, home of the Purple Weasels. Yes, you heard that right, Purple Weasels. And I remember arriving to Pascagoula West Hall my freshman year, so excited because there were girls waving purple flags all around. They were cheering, yelling up and down, and there was even someone in a purple weasel head mascot. I kid you not. If you're in Pascagoula West Hall, you'll see it during welcome weekend. But I remember from the first moment I literally even stepped out of the car, I felt so welcomed at the University of Notre Dame. And I feel like that really goes to show that moment that we create during welcome weekend, how no matter where you come from or what you do, you're a part of the Notre Dame community. I didn't have to accomplish anything. I didn't have to have a certain GPA. All I had to do was show up and be myself, and I was automatically accepted into my residence hall. And that welcoming spirit and all the energy that Pascagoula West Hall brought me within that first week of school really encouraged me to apply to be on our first year class council, where there's one person from every single residence hall represented on this committee. And so within this space, I got to learn more about Notre Dame, but I also got to run to be my first year class president. And I'll be really honest with you, I was a little bit nervous to run. I had been involved in student government all throughout middle school and high school, but I felt like I didn't represent Notre Dame well because I felt like I didn't fit a typical Notre Dame mold. I'm a black girl who's from Central Florida, who is Southern Baptist, and most of the money that I go here on is financial aid. And so I was really nervous that I wouldn't be what people wanted to see in their class president. But I was so wrong. The people on my first year class council voted me to be president, and I felt really affirmed in that moment. And I think it really showed me that no matter your background, people want to see you in this space, and you can lead in this space as well. And it wasn't that all of my background didn't matter, but that it was actually celebrated within my peers on first year class council. All the things that I felt made me different were actually something that they found really beautiful, and they really appreciated my experience and my perspective on life. And I want everyone to hear that too. I know that some of you might be a little bit afraid maybe to come here because of your socioeconomic background, maybe your race, or maybe the situation that you're at home with. But Notre Dame truly isn't looking for this perfect fit-the-box mold. There is none of that here at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is seeking students who are going to cultivate the common good and be that force for good out in the world, which is why you are all here today from all your different backgrounds and experiences. So aside from just the amazing community that Notre Dame has here, Notre Dame is also going to strive to educate you holistically. So I think one of the best ways to show this is in the business school especially, and my other major, theology. We have real world experiences, and that's not just limited to the School of Arts and Letters or the Mendoza College of Business. This is across the board. But in Mendoza, I've been able to truly take what I learned, whether it's in my coding class, accounting class, marketing, and apply it to real world scenarios, where we sometimes have businesses come in the classroom and we get to give presentations to them. And then in theology, I got to study abroad this past summer in Uganda. And every morning we would have a passage of reading, and then we would go and actually experience that. So we would read about a site and go see it. We would read about a certain type of the state of economy and get to interact with it, which I think really goes to show that what you learn in the classroom at Notre Dame is not just something professors want you to regurgitate. It's something they want you to live and experience and implement in your daily lives. And on top of that, Notre Dame is also really seeking to help you grow in your faith. If that's something you want to pursue, Notre Dame is there for that. And if that's something that faith is not something you want to necessarily grow here, that's okay too. But if you do want to grow your faith, we have so many great resources, especially our campus ministry that is one of the largest in the countries. And through classes that you'll take in theology and through campus ministry, you can learn so much about your relationship with God. And for people who are not Catholic, I'm not Catholic either, and I felt like I've gotten to grow so much here. I'm a part of an interdenominational Christian faith group called Iron Sharpens Iron, and I've been able to grow with my Catholic brothers and sisters, but also people who share my same faith tradition. And it's been so beautiful being here at the University of Notre Dame. And I think that really goes to show that Notre Dame doesn't just want you to be a great academic, they want you to truly be a great person. And this last point that I made, that you'll have once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I would be the student chosen to speak on this stage, I would not believe you. I quite literally knew not much about Notre Dame, just enough to really understand, this is a place that seems great to apply to. But now today I get to speak in front of all of you admitted students, and the rally was truly such a transformational period in my journey at Notre Dame, and I hope it's the same for you. And I promise I'm not a special student that gets all these benefits and opportunities and privileges. My friends and my peers get to experience this too. One of my friends got to go to the NFL Women's Forum this past year because of her experience in Notre Dame football. One of my friends also just hosted the Business of Her conference 2 weeks ago as a sophomore. So you don't have to be an upperclassman, and you don't have to be me to have these once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Notre Dame truly seeks this for every single one of their students. And so as you go through this weekend, I want you to take everything one step at a time. Don't rush through any of these events waiting for the next thing on your agenda. Truly soak in every single moment that you're here, because if you do, I firmly believe that you'll find the reason why you should be at Notre Dame. Thank you so much.
Welcome home, class of 2030. Orla will be waiting for you this August.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
We're glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030. We're glad you're here.
Bienvenidos a la Universidad Clase 2030. Que tengan una excelente estadía.
Que tengan un excelente año en la Universidad de Notre Dame.
Welcome, class of 2030. We're glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
We're glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
We are glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030. We're glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030. We're glad you're here.
Welcome home, class of 2030.
Welcome home, class of 2030. We're glad you're here.
Now, please put your hands together for the Assistant Vice President for Campus Ministry, Father Pete McCormick.
How's everyone doing? It's so good to see everybody. I'm so glad and honored to be able to spend some time with you this evening. But I want to point something out. And I'm not sure if you noticed this, but it's right behind me here. We're going to draw right in. This is exactly not the way that the university seal tends to be ordered. And let me assure you, the people who went through all of the details in a painstaking manner never anticipated that the seal would look like this. But I think that this is actually providence, and I'm going to keep it just like that, and here's why. Notre Dame's not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And what an important reminder for us all as we begin this noble quest of higher education. Because so often in this world, we can get caught up in this kind of brand management, the sense of being perfect, but also at the same time knowing that there's so much in our lives that's still not yet worked out or resolved. And one of the great dangers in my estimation is that we can lean into this pressure to be something that we're not, to be more perfect than what we are, and as a result, whether you are going to be a student at Notre Dame or just in life, we miss the opportunity to learn. We miss the opportunity to apologize. We miss the opportunity to grow in wisdom. So let's all agree, and let's all allow this particular sign right here, this beautiful insignia of the university, to remind us that it's okay to be imperfect, that in fact it's requisite for what it is that you all are getting ready to do, which is to learn and to grow. And that's the first insight I want to offer. The second one is a mindset. And this mindset, ultimately what I'm going to ask you to think about is over the course of the next 24 hours, the time that you'll be here, I want you to move away from this notion of if I fit in, okay? I want you to get done with that. I want you to move it along. But instead, I want you to move on to how will I fit in? Move away from if and move on to how will I fit in. If we're constantly in this state of if I fit in, we allow ourselves to stay up on the fence. We allow ourselves to stay close to the wall and kind of casually observe, but we actually never get our hands in there. We never get into the dirt. We never begin to kind of really grapple with the issues in a meaningful way. But if we have a mindset that is rooted in how, if we have a mindset that's rooted in exploration and curiosity and seeking to understand, we begin to get new insight and perspective. And that's what this time is about. That's what this rally is about. It affords you the chance to be able to meaningfully put yourself in the shoes of a student who is here and ask yourself, how might I participate in this great mission? How might, in my imperfection, allow myself to be shaped, to be formed, to learn, to grow, so that I might go out and one day be a great force for good in this country. And I would argue, friends, that one of the great ways that we can think about that is actually by knowing a little bit about the history of the University of Notre Dame. In order for me to talk about the history of Notre Dame, I need to talk about the history of the Congregation of Holy Cross. The Congregation of Holy Cross was begun in about 1837 by a French priest. His name was Basil Moreau. Moreau grew up in the time of the French Revolution. This was a period of great and many issues, politically and divisively, polarized, so many other realities that they were dealing with at that time. And this is what Moreau grew up in. But Moreau deeply believed in something that was so transformative. He believed that in education, we allow ourselves to not only prepare citizens for society, but also to prepare them for heaven. So he set out, even though there were any number of challenges that were facing him, and he set out ultimately to bring together a group of people who would be about this work of preparing people not only for this world, but also so that they might come to understand more profoundly the love that God has for each and every one of us. So we established this religious community. It's called the Congregation of Holy Cross. It was quite literally named after the small town in France where this work was begun. But Moreau had a couple key pillars that I want to be able to focus us on because I think that they're actually quite instructive for us today. It helps us. It serves as the blueprint for how it is that Notre Dame functions here in 2026 and beyond. So what is it? The first was this. He said, we shall not educate the mind at the expense of the heart. I already mentioned that Moreau was an educator. He believed deeply in allowing for and preparing people for not only this world, but also a great encounter with God. How is he to do that? Well, it required a twofold approach. We must be able to educate people's minds. We must be able to give people exactly what they need. There should be nothing that they're withheld from. They should be allowed to explore the created world, come to understand it, and know it in its entirety. And why did he believe that? He wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid that somehow there would be some kind of fact or insight that would take away from God. He believed that all roads lead to the divine. All roads lead to a deeper and more profound understanding of God's love in our midst. And so he was like, yep, we're going to make sure everyone has what they need, all right? But he knew, he had seen in the French Revolution how well-trained minds but poorly formed hearts had made a series of decisions that ultimately led to the people who were most in need of any kind of change, the people who were the voiceless, the people who were on the margins, those who were oftentimes an afterthought when those decisions were getting made. Those people were impacted at a devastating rate in the French Revolution. So Moreau ultimately said this: we have to educate people's hearts. They have to be connected, this education of heart and mind. We must ensure that people have empathy, that they have compassion, they have the capacity to walk a mile in another person's shoes. That is ultimately the type of person that we want. That's ultimately the responsibility of a Holy Cross and Notre Dame and Catholic education. This education of heart and mind. Requisite ultimately so that we might not only be great citizens for this world, but for that of heaven. But Moreau also had a broader vision. He knew that this couldn't be done all by itself. Like, education is not a solo enterprise. I want all of you, those of you who are thinking about Notre Dame, I want you to think about the countless professors, principals, people who walked alongside of you and helped you grow and learn. Think about your parents, the countless hours that they spent. Think about your guardians, the countless hours that they spent tutoring you, guiding you, listening to you, giving you feedback on papers and any number of other things. Like, no one gets to this spot all by themselves, and Moreau knew it then. So he placed a heavy emphasis on community. And it wasn't just a random understanding of all these people happen to be here learning and we're learning together. No, it was a deep and fundamental appreciation of these people, because Moreau stated then, and we continue to state to this day, that it is through this community, through these people, that we begin to see the generosity of God. Because in these people, we draw inspiration, we draw courage, we draw a listening ear, we draw empathy, we draw understanding. You see, these people are not just merely occupying space while I myself am learning. No, we learn from one another. We are supported by one another. We grow in community, and we begin to appreciate this as a gift given to us by God. And so what I want you all to know, especially those of you who are admitted, but frankly, I would say this to those of you who are parents or guardians, you are going to find in this room people who are friends, people who are mentors, people who are guides, people that, while you do not know they exist in this precise moment, you will be forever grateful that you made their acquaintance during your time here at the university. But it is a community that we value and honor and see as God-given. And as a result, seek to cherish it. But the third point that Moreau ultimately emphasized, and this one may feel like a bit of a downer, but I'm just going to shoot it to you real. I'm going to give it to you first in the Latin, and then I'm going to translate it. And trust me, I'm not a Latin scholar, so I don't do this often. Ave crux spes unica. Ave crux spes unica. Hail the cross, our only hope. Moreau was a priest. Moreau was deeply rooted in his discipleship of Jesus Christ. And what he ultimately recognized was this: just as Jesus mounted the cross, so it is true that we as disciples will do just the same. And in that discipleship, we must be willing to embrace our crosses. In education, as in life, there will be suffering, there will be hardship, there will be struggle, but we can't see that merely as suffering. We have to recognize that after Jesus hung from the cross, after he carried his cross, what do we know to be true? On the third day, here in this Easter season, what is it that we encounter to be true? That Jesus looked at his disciples and said, "Peace be with you. Look at my hands, look at my side. See that it is I. Do not be unbelieving, but believe." You see, friends, what we know to be true when it comes to Father Moreau and what we believe and continue to profess in this precise moment is the threefold reality. One is that this work that you're about to do here at the University of Notre Dame will focus both on your heart and on your mind. You will have the great gift and the great blessing of a community that is made up of a beautiful composition of people who are Catholic, people who are not, people who are from the United States, people who are not, people who are coming together and are all bound together in a beautiful and profound way, a space and a place in which we honor and reverence the dignity of every single person. But in this space and in this place, we recognize that we support one another in learning in this deeper and more profound work of coming to know ourselves in such a profound way that we begin to get in touch with what it is that God is calling us to, a deeper and more meaningful understanding of our vocation, of our whole reason for being. When you think about Notre Dame today, it goes back to that blueprint. But I want to make one little minor point. Father Moreau had an individual who ultimately he entrusted a great deal with. His name was Father Edward Sorin. Father Edward Sorin was a young priest, and he was sent from France, ultimately making his way over to South Bend, Indiana, where he would start this school. When Father Edward Sorin and the delegation of Holy Cross Brothers arrived here in November of 1842, there was no if in their mindset. It was only how. And why do we know this? Because a month after their time, so right around early December, Sorin writes a letter back to Moreau, his mentor, his guide, and he says the following: "Will you permit me, dear Father, to share with you a preoccupation that will give me no rest? And it is this: in time, this university will grow in scale and one day be a great source for good in this country." Think about that. They don't have really anything but a small cabin, but yet Sorin has a vision, he has a belief, he is rooted in his faith, and he says, "I will endure that which must be endured because I believe it will be transformed. I know that I have the people around me necessary to do the work that I need to do, and I know and I have a vision of what it is, if I'm able to accomplish it, and how it is that it will transform not only this small little city that I find myself in, but the world." Class of 2030, you have so much to think about, and I want to commend all of you for the incredible accomplishment that is admission to the University of Notre Dame. But you also are afforded the opportunity now to discern, and to discern well. Here's my hope and prayer for all of you. Don't allow yourself to merely pass on this moment. Take seriously that which is before you, and whatever decision you make, trust that it is a good and a holy one. But here's my ask. Whatever decision you make, allow this next 4 years, allow this time to be something that you completely devote yourself to. Allow it to be something that you commit yourself to in a meaningful way that allows for you to grow, to learn, to overcome challenge, to overcome obstacles, to establish friendships, to establish a vision that allows for you to begin to think about how you might be an animating force for good in this world. And if you do that, what a beautiful thing, because the world will truly be better for it. So God bless you all, and thank you for your time this evening. Why don't we bring out the band?
So let's give it up for the best cheer squad in the country up here. And we heard Harmonia earlier, and then give it up for America's first university band, the Band of the Fighting Irish. So my name is Matt Merton. I'm one of the band directors here. And the thing I love most about Notre Dame is you all come here, you're brilliant people, you're here to study something, but you're probably passionate about other things as well, right? And so this is the perfect place for that. I don't know about you, but I like other things than the thing I'm doing when I'm studying every day. And so if you wanted to be a cheerleader, or if you wanted to sing in harmonia, or be in student government, or be a member of the band, this is a place for you. And so just to illustrate that, we like to ask for those student groups that are here, raise your hand if you're in one of these colleges. So if you're in the College of Arts and Letters, raise your hand high. Notice it wasn't a ton of people, right, for the band members. Most music is in arts and letters, and there's very few hands that went up high. So another group, this is one of the smaller colleges. If you're in architecture, raise your hands high. Mendoza College of Business, put those hands up. If you're in science, put your hands high. Now, this is the smallest college, but always represented Keough School of Global Affairs. Put your hands up. We have more of those students who couldn't come tonight because every Sunday night there are 40 band members volunteering to teach band lessons to kids in the community, and a lot of those global affairs students are there right now. Finally, for us, this is a big one. Put your hands up if you are in engineering. So no matter what you study, this is a great place for you. Follow your passions and be involved in this campus. Now, it's time to stand up. You've been sitting a while. Stand up with us. We're going to play one of the most special songs here at the University of Notre Dame. This one we hear at a lot of moments. You hear it when things go well. You hear it when things aren't going well. You hear it at commencement ceremonies. It's probably the most important song we play. This is our alma mater, Notre Dame, our mother. Join along. The words are above you. Go ahead, band.
Ladies and gentlemen, Irish fans, please give a big round of applause for the class of 2030. All right. But the festivities aren't over yet. After the band plays the victory march, students, please join me on the court and follow the cheerleaders to the Loftus Center for our Students Connect event. Parents and special guests, please remain seated. You'll have a dessert reception in the North Dome shortly. At the conclusion of the Students Connect event, the students from the class of 2030 will meet you outside of Gate 4 of the North Dome. Congratulations, class of 2030, and as always, go Irish. Go.
All right, thank you all. We have just a few final remarks before we proceed to the parent reception, and I promise you they will have a lot of fun. Even those who looked a little nervous about that, by the time you welcome them at the end, they will all be smiling and laughing and hugging one another, and as Aleah said, many of them will create lasting friendships for the next 4 years and beyond. So, super excited for them. Before we proceed to the parent reception, just a few housekeeping notes. You will proceed up the stairs into the North Dome, where we have a variety of different restaurants and vendors from here in the local South Bend Elkhart region. And so we're super excited for you to enjoy some of the culinary variety from the area. Have a bite to eat in terms of a dessert. Enjoy an adult beverage if you'd like. You deserve it at this point. And enjoy in conversation in the parent reception. Also, at the parent reception, we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to ask us questions. Truly, one of the greatest things about this family is the family and the community of incredible humans within it. Hopefully you have heard that tonight. And I am deeply honored to work with many colleagues and friends who accompany your children and the young people each year. And so I'd like to welcome them up. They will introduce themselves, and all of us will be available for the duration of the parent reception to address any questions that you may have. Please, Deb.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all and can't wait to meet you across the way here. My name is Deb Johns. I'm Assistant Vice President for Undergraduate Admission here, and go Irish.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Arnel Bellaro. I am the Director of Multicultural Student Programs and Services, and our team is looking especially excited to see you in Section 3 later on tonight.
Good evening. My name is Christine Karen Gebhardt. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Student Health and Wellness, and my team and I are here to answer any of your questions about how to help and support and accompany your students here at Notre Dame.
Good evening. My name is Brian Coughlin. I'm the Associate Vice President for Student Development. I'll be one of the representatives from Student Affairs here this evening.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Karen Kennedy. I serve as the Associate Vice President for Residential Life, so I oversee all of our undergraduate residence halls. Happy to answer any questions and looking forward to have your students in our halls tomorrow.
Hi, good evening. I'm Father Matt Kazora. I'm the Director of the Office of Student Enrichment, and we help first generation and any students who need some financial assistance for things outside of the classroom. Welcome.
Hi friends, my name is Maria McKenna. I'm a professor here at the university, and I'm the academic counterpart to Father Matt's Office of Student Enrichment. I direct the Transformational Leaders Program, the Ann Bryce Scholars, and the Balfour Hesburgh Scholars.
Good evening. My name is Mary Neutroni. I serve as the Senior Director of Student Financial Assistance, and myself and my team will be happy to welcome you and answer questions you might have in Section 1 tonight.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Page, Vice President for Belonging, Engagement, and Mission. We're responsible for helping to cultivate those community-wide efforts to become a beloved community, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. We'll be at table number 6.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Doug Thompson, and I serve as the Executive Director for Belonging and Engagement in Student Affairs. And my team and I work really hard to foster a culture where every student is seen and heard from the moment they arrive on campus during Welcome Weekend. Happy to meet you. Looking forward to answering any of your questions.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Willardson. I oversee the Morello Family Center for Career Development. That's also what we refer to as our Career Center. So I'm sure a lot of folks in this room are thinking of internships and jobs. Stop on by. We don't have any, but we'll talk about them.
So each of us love what we do, and that is investing in all of your young people who you have accompanied at this point in your life and brought here to the rally. So please engage us in the parent reception. In addition to that, I want to give a shout out to all of the amazing enrollment colleagues. They are wearing green, and they are also here to help. It is truly an honor to do the work that we do. We adore your children. We will love them. We will keep them safe. And we will invest, as Father Pete said, in their hearts and their minds. So thank you for your time this evening. Please join us right up these stairs in the North Dome of the Joyce Center. And we look forward to enjoying time with you during the parent reception. God bless everyone. Go Irish.